Yeah, police. My kid won't go to school, so they call the police, that kind of stuff. Is there any way to charge people for that service?
We would solve all of our money problems if we could.
Well, I mean, because I know when people get arrested, it costs them money. And, I mean, I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but if people had to cover the gas bill to get out there, they'd be a lot less likely to begin to call. You know, if they're calling 911 because they're out of chicken nuggets and get billed, then something like that. That's a job for a solicitor.
So then who determines, then you have to have the higher guy to determine who gets charged and who doesn't?
Well, that's you. Yeah, but the other thing, on a more serious thing, I know in the wintertime, whenever we were under state emergency, we agreed to allow quads to run. And some of the policemen brought their quads in. Is there any way that we could use quads? It doesn't have to be a state of emergency for policemen to use a quad, does it?
Also, liability insurance is working in play.
You're saying we have liability insurance.
Well, then you'd have to probably figure out what area you do that, and what area you couldn't.
Well, I'm thinking the river park.
Well, that would help. I mean, sure.
East Park, yeah, no.
We have mountain bikes that we have down there that, you know, that the bike shop.
Not nearly as fast.
I'm just saying, it would be a mode of transportation to them to enter our East Park or Rock Park in a fashion that no one would know who they were until they were on top of them on a bike.
If we had enough guys working, we could do that. But, you know, we're our full force sometimes on a shift, 2 guys. And we have a guy on a bicycle in East Park, and we have a guy with a gun clear on the other side, but I got 1 guy going there by himself, and we got a call.
Funny thing, you know, this goes back to Chief Capitos, because I had lots of discussions like you and I do about this bike thing, because it was a big deal to me. I think we still should do it. But we had talked about putting a bike rack on one of the cruisers, out of the car, take it off, ride the bike down through the parks, so they're not, so it's an easier way of moving to get down through there. Just so that if there is an issue, then they can just fire the bike up on the bike rack, park the car, and go. It was just a thought that he and I are going back and forth. But then we were discussing which officers are going to be the ones that actually put on the shorts and the uniform that goes with the bike.
Mr. Farley used to do it.
You know what I mean? So that's another issue that we were having. But yes, we definitely, I would definitely love to have more cameras on that park, and East Park. But I would just to bring that up, I know that Council Mtg she had ordered a laptop for the department to have the dispatchers be able to view both parks at all times when they're working, so if they do see something. And unfortunately, when the laptop came in, the monitor was broke on the laptop, so we're delayed in that. But once that comes in, that is going to be when the dispatchers are working. We're going to have surveillance on both parks during those hours as well.
We had it set up, one of our officers set it all up, so our dispatchers could view that nice big screen. Screen monitor didn't work, so we had to send it back, so wait for the other one to get in, and yeah, that helps.
That's going to be it. Anything I'm going to suggest with that is that how they contact the officers out in the city, because now with the scanner app, everybody hears your transmissions. So
we can just arrange the dispatcher's car itself.
yeah, I was going to say something. We got to definitely do something, because I don't want because they're going to say, hey, get the York Park, and then somebody's on a scanner app, like, all right, let's go. Or one of their buddies are texting them, hey, you're down there, you better go, because somebody called. And that's what happens when we get the 911 calls to the park, is it gets broadcasted out, and if you have that app and you're looking at Facebook, you know it's coming, and next thing you know, they're gone.
Right.
But, all right, Chief,
Anything else?
Is there a way to increase the force up until 3? Is there a way to increase the force up
The manpower with guys working?
Yeah.
Well, I have to spread that out over a week in 3 different shifts, and
the issue is that, with issues is that we have guys, they get vacation time.
right.
So we have guys that go on vacation, just like everybody else. So we have to cover their shifts. So it gets to summertime is really rough on us, because the guys, we have vacation vacations at that time.
Yeah.
And then God forbid if they would be sick, then they don't come in on, you know what I mean, or they have, if they're in court, because that's another thing that takes our officers away from the city when they go to court. It's a juggling act, believe me, it's a big juggling act how to get the
We're
coverage.
strong very thin.
And-
If we were fortunate enough to be able to hire 5 new guys, that would answer that.
I agree, if we have money, I'm totally on board with that, believe me, because that would definitely increase our presence throughout the city. But, you know, just saying about the staffing, our captain, Steve Schaefer, given his notice, he had got another job. He has left the department. His actual official last day will be August 1st, which then will put the city on the clock for us to do the testing to promote for captain. And also then we'll have to hire a new patrolman to do the testing for the patrolman, so we'll be on the clock in August 1st. But I just want to, thank Steve for his 18 years of service to the city of Collinsville. We appreciate your service. We wish him luck in his new job.
Anything else?
Good? Okay. Thank you, Chief.
With that said,
Yeah.
It is, but I want to first applaud the department. I know I worked for you guys for many years before I retired, but I do see you guys all over the place, so that's why I applaud that. But I see that we use the auxiliary police all over the place. And I know that a lot of bigger cities use their reserve officers, which we call them auxiliary police. Some departments call them reserve officers. They're basically volunteers, they don't get paid. I don't believe they carry weapons, do they?
yeah.
And they don't even in New York City, so. But my question is, I see them doing an awful lot at festivals, events, even crossings for the church stuff. And I know that a lot of them are very good about volunteering for duties. Is it possible to just put somebody on a post down there during the daylight in the park as an observer? And not to make arrests, just an observer to see what's going on, maybe identify the people that are causing the problem. And I don't know what kind of manpower you're working with them or the quality of the officers that you're, I don't know, I'm not. So that's all I'm going to ask.
Well, at this point, we have them strung out pretty much.
Okay.
They are,
I know, I see them everywhere.
for coming out and not getting paid a dime,
Yeah, okay.
they put a lot of hours into the city.
100%. They're a huge asset.
Yeah, I
that we
see,
have.
that's
Yeah,
my
we
first
would be
comment, I
lost
do
out.
see them everywhere.
To ask more of them would be,
I'm sorry,
I don't know. I don't know. I think that could be something. We have to look to see liability wise. If they're down there, we just got to make sure that they don't
Intercede.
act like
They
they are
know that.
police officers.
They know to call us right away. They just call our cell phone. We respond.
But that would definitely would be something to do. To seriously consider on the weekends, because I would think the weekends are the heaviest times
Yeah.
the park is used.
What I would like to see is like, we could have like some type of drive to get new.
They've been doing that. They've been having it like the Drain Festival. They had a booth. They were setting up to have people come. They do. They're doing everything they can to get them. They just can't. We can't get these younger people to, if it's volunteer time and you're gonna come out. They come out in storms and direct traffic, or it doesn't matter what the weather's like. These guys, you call them, they're coming. It's just amazing to me.
Do we have what is required of somebody to be an auxiliary police officer online in an application or whatever? I was looking for it today and I couldn't find it. And you know me, I can find most things, so if I can't find it,
I'll
nobody
have
else can.
city clerk can get that information from Ed, and maybe we can put something on our Collinsville.us for people that are interested and want to look into that.
I think it used to be on there and it doesn't seem to be there. Maybe it needed updated and they just took it down and kind of put the new one on. I've had people ask me and I didn't know. I just stumbled all over this Facebook.
That's a good point. I would definitely make sure that we get that up there and taken care of.
Yeah, I'd like to see that force grow a little bit.
I
Yes.
have one question,
Yes.
Mayor. You know, you were talking about putting somebody in the parks at night. I know none of you guys sitting up there are probably old enough to remember, but they did that in East Park. They used, do you remember that, Mike?
Yeah.
They used Harold Jones.
Yeah.
He was a constable. He went down there like at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. And he patrolled that park endlessly this one whole summer. And it helped, but in East Park there were so many places to hide. But he walked that park every night. And I don't even remember when that was. Do you remember who the mayor was that did that? Was that Haggerty or?
It was Mr. Haggerty,
It was
yes.
Ron, old Ron. And, I mean, I lived on Franklin Avenue for 30 years. I know how bad East Park is. I mean, my last two kids weren't allowed to go to the park. But, huh?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what Bart Haggerty told me. But I'm just saying that, you know, I don't think you probably have records of it, whether it helped or not.
We're not having a whole lot of trouble.
But I mean, if that idea works overall,
Right.
you know, I don't even remember the exact
You guys
hours.
are mobile. I mean, these areas that we're talking about, I see them there.
We're everywhere we can.
Me and my wife comment on it all the time. It's nice to see them out. Really, really much busier and looking now than I can remember. So I want to thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Lincoln, if you don't have specific signage with codes on that, when you go to the magistrate, which you mentioned earlier, it's out of our hands, it's in the magistrate's hands. You want to give them something to, you know.
So we do have signs on our, that list the park rules at every one of our parks.
But are there, maybe the solicitor can say, is there code numbers that are supposed to be on there that if you violate this, then that's your, you know, follow the law?
I was talking to the chief about these signs, about putting these signs up there, that had to have some kind of police code on it to be official. But Tim,
You have to, it either has to be a violation of a state statute or a city ordinance. So, that's why the curfew rules are a little different from the ordinance itself. It sets up a violation of the state criminal trespass statute. But in order for it to be a citable offense, there doesn't need to be a specific citation on the sign itself. Citation
okay.
is specific.
It's like on there it says, you know, no profanity, no alcohol,
No littering.
no littering, I mean.
But I know, once again, I don't know if it's an ordinance that covers those specific rules. If there's not an ordinance covering specific rules, then it's not really a citation of ordinance, so for that.
Although that's disorderly conduct, it would be,
That's like a catch-all, we could use that, yeah, and again, I don't think the statute needs to be on that sign. If we have rules and regulations on our property, we can enforce, if they violate that, we can enforce it.
Well, you want to have the ammunition to give to the magistrate.
Sure.
That they're going to be cited, because he's looking at it from a different perspective than what you're looking at it, I think. He's gonna look at his rules, and he's gonna say, no, this wasn't presented properly, and it's not under this citation or rule, and we're gonna throw it out.
Statute doesn't have to be on the sign, I'm pretty sure with that. I'll check into it.
And I just think we need more signs down there.
Well, I think the signs need to be just redone, and I think we're in the process of doing that to, like, I believe what the time to be out of there was it dusk? And we,
No, I think they say now,
it's
9
9 PM.
Yeah.
9 PM, I think it's there, for all the parks. And that's sort of an approved event, because like the Mountain Street Park, they have the volleyball leagues, and they're allowed to go to 10 on weeknights and then 11 on Friday and Saturday.
So we definitely need to order signs, or we can get together and figure out what
yes,
we need to
figure
say,
out what
we
exactly
have
we want to
to-
put on the signs and get them
Well, if we're not, what signs are we talking about? If we're not gonna do this curfew, then what signs do we need?
just rules and regulations of our parks. Get them up so people can see.
Well, there's rules there now, what are the rules then?
The one sign, we gotta think about,
Oh, on the back side, on the playground side, you said that side.
there's only, the one that I saw was on the fence.
By the way, yeah.
Right by the end of Sixth Street there.
Oh, yes.
And
Okay.
it's kinda, it's old and beat up, we need to get it out here and make it whole, and put them in a couple different places, like we come in and make it clean.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put that on there.
Okay.
If anyone is caught in the park after 9 PM, you are subject to being charged with trespass, and let them know that that's been,
And once again, everything that, the success of everything we wanna do comes down to your department. You know, catching these people and citing them, you know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do this. We can't I'll do is I look forward to seeing, from this point on to the next month, the August meeting, and see what occurred from now to then, what's going on in the park, and see what, maybe we even break down citations that we've issued down there, or the letters we've been sending out, to see if that's it, if that's working.
And the brush thing is something that Vernon and I talked about before break, sent out an email about it today. We need to speak with Ms. Heckler about it, but that's something that we would like to be able to figure
The brush, we had it cut down right on the property, the weed, it's ours. That was about 2 years ago. It was part of a grant, the hotel tax grant. And the city thanked us. The people who worked on the, mow, et cetera, they thought it was a great idea to cut that down. And that way you can see the river also. It's beautiful. And before you couldn't even see the river because of that. Now, on down, I know we own that property down in that area. But the city uses it.
We need your permission to go on there and clear out the
Well,
brush.
all you have to do is ask me.
Well, formally, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else we good?
I have a question.
Yes.
We keep talking about the 9 p.m., but we haven't really talked much about the 9 a.m. And I had 3 people today ask me, if I go down there and take a walk between 7 and 8:30, am I going to be cited because it's outside those hours? A lot of people that walk and run and bike are early.
6 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, I always thought most parks I've ever gone to was from daylight to dusk.
Well,
So I was kind of surprised when I picked up the paper and saw the sign that said 9 to 9 because I never realized
let me answer,
it was not.
let me answer that for you. We have to have an open mind. If I come down there and see you walking through there getting exercise at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna applaud you. I'm not gonna yell or chase you out. If I see 2 guys down there on picnic tables taking a nap that have been sleeping there all night, and it's 6 o'clock, they're gonna get arrested.
Well, I understand that, but when I have somebody ask me, I can't tell them it's okay
I know.
because the sign says something
And
different.
if you're down there and you're having a cookout at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and that's a violation. It's common sense. Pretty much.
Did you know, I get questions, again, it's common stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Chief. Appreciate it.
It's always open.
What time does the bike trail open?
I think it's never closed.
It's always open.
Oh, it's always open.
I would say it's always open.
You can go on the bike trail at night?
The bikers, they got lights on their bikes and everything. They
Well, I mean, up at Ohio Powell, they closed that up. They used to. They don't do it anymore? It's open all night long,
All night long.
24 hours a day.
Well, we're gonna have to check that one.
365.
We'll double check that one. But, because our solicitor's making a very good point, is the Ohio State Park starts right on the other side of Youghiogheny Glass,
That trail's open 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day?
Yep.
Okay. You
So
right.
if someone's biking or walking, they're on the trail anyway, they're
Right.
not walking probably around the playground equipment, they're walking on the trail, so that's really not even.
That's not really on the radar of what the issue is down there.
I also wanted to ask if you put a chain across the opening, the alleyway, that one space that you drive through to get into that area property. I mean, that has to be, no, you can't park there because if someone parks there, we can't get in
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
saying is we can signage it, that, no parking and it'll be
In
subject
that
to being
particular one spot.
We can do that. If there's no parking spot and they can't locate the person there, the CPD will call and have it towed.
Okay.
It'll be on them. But we have to make sure it's signed right for them to, so we don't have to come back on us. Okay. Thank you. We're gonna move on to last month we decided to not accept a bid on the one Jeep Cherokee. We accepted new bids, and I was informed by the city clerk that we actually did receive 2 bids. And we can open them right now. Oh, wrong thing. I'm sorry. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to open bids received for the 2001 Jeep Cherokee. I so move. Is there a second? Second. City Clerk, take vote.
Councilman Key,
Yes.
William H. Hammerly, which is our police chief.
That's me.
The second bid, which is much higher than our bid we had last time, I think it was $300. And it comes in on a bookmark. It's from James Ruff. His bid is $557, and he sent a 10% check of $55.70. I would move that we accept the bid of $1,000, 10 cents.
Yeah,
By,
$1,010.
I'm sorry, $1,000, $1,010. I'm trying there, by William Hammerly. So, read that. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to accept the bid of $1,010 and bid from Bill Hammerly in the amount of $1,010 for the 2001 Jeep Cherokee to be sold as is. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter?
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilman Keenan?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. Okay. I just want to put two E's on the name, Bill.
What's that?
For some reason, I just want to put two E's on the name and your name all the time. Okay. This next one is to enter into the 2016-2017 agreement with the Auto Theft Task Force. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to sign and enter into the municipal automobile theft motor vehicle insurance fraud intergovernmental agreement with the Pennsylvania State Police, and to authorize and direct the mayor, city clerk, and solicitor to execute such agreement on behalf of the City of Collinsville for 2016-2017. So move. Is there a second?
Second.
So this is just basically this contract's going to say that, because I know we're discussing purchasing a new vehicle for the Officer Ruff, and everything associated with his, including his employment, is refunded by the task force.
It's reimbursed, yes, by the State Police Auto Theft Unit, which is Bureau of Criminal Investigations. They reimburse all of our expenses for that officer, including the vehicle.
Okay. And then after the period of time that we actually, the city then acquired that vehicle, right?
When the lease ends, our municipality, the city of Collinsville, can buy that vehicle for $1, and then we put it in our fleet and use it for a police vehicle.
Okay. City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Suzanne?
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter?
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilman Keenan?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. Okay, and moving on to the vehicle, which the chief did a very good job on, even though we're being reimbursed. I know that the last vehicle we had for our theft task force was $784 a month.
Yeah, it was $780 some a month, so we're paying the,
Which is kind of outrageous, but anyhow, this one is extremely, would be reimbursed 100% for this lease. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to authorize the purchase of a 2017 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor, a monthly lease payment in the amount of $579.23 to Sea Harbor for the Auto Theft Task Force vehicle lease, money to be reimbursed by the State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation Auto Theft Task Force. Further authorization, Police Chief William Hammerly to execute all related lease and reimbursement documents. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
City Clerk, take a vote.
Councilman Carpenter?
yes.
Councilman McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilman Keenan?
Yes.
Councilman Suzanne?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. And, okay, after having a discussion with our police chief, I feel that we should table this resolution to institute a dog park curfew rule to go with what he suggests we doing. I think we should let the Collinsville police do their thing and then come to our August meeting and have a really good discussion and see where we are at that point and see what else, if there's other changes we need to make down there.
I second that thing.
Okay. discussion, I think it was a very, very, very good discussion. I think everyone should have their opinions. I'm sorry what happened with Jeff, it just, he and I just were never gonna be agreeable, and I just don't, that's a separate matter, but I'm just saying, everyone should have their opinion on this city, because everyone has a stake in this city, and I think that discussion about this curfew, was excellent. And I also think that it brought to light what is going on down there, and I think we're gonna have a good start of changing and getting it back to what it's supposed to be, is a park used by everyone.
We're changing the moment.
So, okay, let's go on. And, I know we have to do, we're gonna, redo our ordinance here that expires next month. So we want to make sure that we definitely have some businesses, owners here that want to take advantage of this tax incentive to redo their properties or invest in that property in the city and be qualified for a tax exemption. So just want to thank the solicitor here for working on this, and our city clerk for putting all this together for us to get this, we'll read this month, and then next month we'll actually, it has to sit a month, and then it'll go into effect before the deadline.
Public meeting before that.
Oh, we have to have a public meeting before then.
And I was gonna wait till you guys got back from vacation, I didn't know who else was before I.
Okay, well, so why don't we do it, yeah, let's go August. Okay, well, we're gonna schedule a public meeting to, have this discussion on it, if anybody wants to come get their input or anything like that, they can have that.
Specifically, that public meeting to discuss the executive specific area that has the word
Okay.
definition. And that's the purpose that we
Okay.
require under the state statute.
I think we have to, what day in August?
Meeting's the 16th,
So we gotta be one of those 2 weeks,
week of the 8th. Is that fine?
Is this a full council meeting, or is it just a meeting, a public meeting?
Public meeting.
So we don't have to have an agenda or nothing, just, we just come and, if anybody attends, is there a certain amount of time the meeting has to go for it?